Welcome back to Crackling Rosie True Crime. Today we will be talking about Dr. David Abrahamsen, who he was, and what involvement he had in the Son of Sam case in the 1970s. I'll also be sharing with you some archived letters written by David Berkowitz to Dr. Abrahamsen just 2 short years after his arrest. Grab a drink and let's go. Dr. David Abrahamsen was a forensic psychiatrist and psychoanalyst who was drawn into the Son of Sam case in 1977, retained by the Brooklyn District Attorney's Office to help determine whether Berkowitz was mentally fit for trial. Dr. Abrahamsen examined Berkowitz and concluded that while he was mentally disturbed, he was nevertheless competent to face a jury. There was no thought disorder, no insanity, no deterioration of judgment, Dr. Abrahamsen said at the time. Rather, he argued, Berkowitz manifested a psychopathic personality. The court agreed, but no trial took place because Berkowitz pleaded guilty to murder and was sent to Attica to serve a series of life terms. Behind bars, Berkowitz continued to communicate with Dr. Abrahamsen. A result was Dr. Abrahamsen's biography of Berkowitz called Confessions of Son of Sam, Columbia University, 1985, in which he described the complex of emotions and delusions that motivated Berkowitz. Dr. Abrahamsen found Berkowitz to be obsessed with death, fantasizing that he had been ordered to kill by demons that spoke through the voices of barking dogs, and gripped with the belief that killing young women would spare them the suffering they would otherwise experience if they learned, as Berkowitz had, that they had been born out of wedlock. March 20th, 1979. Dear Dr. Abrahamsen, Sam Carr and the demons. Yes, it was all a hoax, a silly hoax, well planned and thought out. I just never thought this demon story would carry out so much. At the time I was committing the crimes, the Son of Sam shootings, I felt guilty unconsciously. Therefore, I needed to somehow justify everything in my mind, condone it, and somehow mentally convince myself that there was meaning, purpose, and justification for my acts. This is where the demon story came into being. It gave me the mental motivation and the mental justification I needed at the time. However, deep down inside, I knew I was the real demon, so to speak. It was just me, myself, and I. This is the reason I pleaded guilty, because I was. And the going berserk in the courtroom was an act too. I was trying to convince people that I was totally possessed. It was a desperate attempt, but it was just a case of pseudo-possession, imaginary possession. Let's say I needed to be possessed. I wanted to be possessed. The ideas about demons came to me when I attended a Baptist church in Louisville, Kentucky, when I was in the service. All of the sermons were about demons, sin, hell, eternal damnation, etc. I believe this also had a bad effect on my life and mind. In addition, I read numerous books such as Billy Graham's Angels, The Exorcist, The Omen, Rosemary's Baby, Hostage to the Devil, and many other religious books on the spirit world and the occult. After reading these books, I then knew that this would be a good excuse to commit serious crimes. Perhaps the best book you could possibly read to understand my situation would be Occult Bondage and Deliverance by Kurt Koch, Ph.D. This book is published by Kriegel Publications, P.O. Box 2607, Grand Rapids, Michigan 49501. The cost is $1.75. Kurt Koch is a Christian counselor, and the second half of the book, Part 2, is written by Dr. Alfred Lechler. Lechler, yes. A counselor who has dealt with many people who claim to be possessed. Dr. Lechler is not a religious nut, but a professional. In his chapter called Neuroses or the Demonic, the subject of pseudo-possession is brought up. Pages 181 through 183 fit me exactly, right down to the T. You must read this book. It's geared for Christian psychologists and people in the mental health field. It has religious overtones, but it is also medical, so to speak. I am not a Christian, nor am I religious. I'm somewhat agnostic, but I once had very strong beliefs in religion, the occult, and the supernatural. Lastly, I say again, pages 181 through 183 of the book explain fully the reason and motives behind the demon story. I've enclosed a Xerox copy of a news article that appeared in the Poughkeepsie Journal on Sunday, March 13, 1979. It was written by Arnold D. Bukov, M.D., Main Street, Pleasant Valley, New York, 12569. The article was true and it was excellent. No doubt you and he see eye to eye. Sincerely, David Berkowitz, 78A 1976, Box 149, Attica, New York, 14011. P.S. Miss Fran Mills, the head of the Attica Prison Psychiatric Unit, Department of Mental Hygiene, personally believes that you are one of the best in your field. She has great respect and admiration for you. June 5th, 1979, page 5. I'm a lot more conscious of things in my mind than people think. I played stupid in Kings County Hospital, like I didn't know what was going on inside my head. However, I really did know. I knew why I killed and things. I knew I needed a girlfriend, that I wasn't crazy, that I wanted to be the center of attention. I loved the limelight, the army, auxiliary police, and fire departments. I wanted to make a dramatic rescue, to be a hero. I really want the praise of the community. When I was a youth, from early childhood to my early teens, I used to laugh, giggle uncontrollably. I did it frequently, but I could never figure out why. I always cursed the most and had the most abusive foul mouth in my neighborhood and at school. I like being fussed over. David Berkowitz. So what'd you think? I hope you enjoyed those. If you did, we have several more letters from archives, and I will be reading those to you on the next Live with Crackling Rosie. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for tuning in with us. Until the next one.